Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at the Gearbest CK104 mechanical keyboard. We've also got a P9 mini keyboard as well here. This is something that's actually been really surprising for the kind of price you pay, but we'll get onto this more in the second half of the video. So this keyboard, the key things to note, it's a mechanical keyboard. It's currently £40 in the UK or $52. You can actually get this for free delivery no matter where you are as well, which is an additional bonus. This is a 104 key mechanical keyboard. You can get this in the choice of a blue or a red switch, and it comes in gold, red or silver. So let's get straight into the actual keyboard. So I thought we'd just get straight into it, unlike just going around like we usually do around the box. If you're kind of wondering as well, what is this whole video about? This isn't replacing my normal cinematic kind of style. This is just a way to get videos out to you guys quicker, and it also cuts down on the editing for me, so it's something a little bit different for me to do as well. So this is obviously the silver variant of the keyboard here. This is currently using the rainbow wave. We'll go on to the kind of lighting effects that they offer as well in a minute. Now, as you can see, we've got hardwired cable on this. This is 1.65 meters. It does go to a gold-plated connection. It's obviously in my PC at the moment, but I wanted you to get a kind of idea of what the LED is like actually in the daytime, as well as before we go on to the night part as well. So on the very top, we've got all the different function keys. And you do have media controls built into those as well when you use the function key, which is down at the bottom hand side here. So the keycaps for this are double injection molded. Try and get it close up there. And then the switches have 50 million stroke lifespan. Being not an actual cherry switch, having that kind of lifespan on the keyboard, you know, this price is actually pretty good. And to give you a close up of the actual switch itself. Now, depending on how this comes out in the edit, this may seem like it's flickering, but that's just on the actual camera because of the refresh rate. So you've got suspended kind of key style. That's something we've seen a lot more in the keyboards of 2018. Definitely replacing the kind of ones that are sunken into the backplate. And then a nice brushed finish on that backplate there as well. Indicators in the top right hand side for the number caps, scroll lock, as well as you've got a gaming mode on there as well, so you won't accidentally press the Windows key during gameplay. On the backhand side, there's just some information about the keyboard itself, and then some rubber pads for your desk so it doesn't slip about. There isn't actually any on the top, but when you flip it up, there is some rubber on the underside there as well. In addition to the media keys, there's also some kind of quick shortcuts for your email, homepage of your browser, my computer, and a calculator as well. And then you can also do some macro recording underneath there should you wish as well. Now, there is software available for this to do per key backlighting by what they say in the instructions. I couldn't actually find the software. I did try one that was close to the keyboard model to see if it kind of had the same kind of effect. I know some other keyboards have had software that just kind of works on different models, but I just couldn't get any different function on it. So what you're going to see in the lighting aspect of this video is going to be just what I can do on the keyboard itself without actually having any software. So I'd hope that you guys would have better luck with the software should you get this keyboard than I did, but I just couldn't find it, so you're just going to have to kind of take it at face value for the time being, and hopefully in the meantime the website will be updated. Okay, so looking at the lighting options, the main way we're going to go through the presets that are available is by function and then insert. This will go through what's in by default. I've done the best I can with the kind of lighting as well to kind of replicate the dark. Obviously there's still a bit of light, but it's better than it was earlier. So then we can go through and show you some of the the presets. WSD lit here. I do have some notes as well, so just bear with me. There is quite a lot you can do without actually having to go into the software itself. So here you go, it's a color shift, blank, nice wave, and then you can do you can do function and delete. That then changes the lighting color throughout the different presets you have available. So there you go, that's a red line. And we can go and change that color as well. Let's go, and this is like a ripple. All the kind of presets that you'd find with any kind of gaming keyboard really, but they're just nicely placed in a way that you can go through them without having to go into the software, which I think is nice. Even some high-end keyboards don't have the ability to do that, so having it, the control on that's quite nice. Other things you've got is the ability to turn off the Windows key, and you've also got some like your macro controls as well. Up here, if you do function 1 to 5, this is like the preset keys. So FPS, obviously WASD. Then you can go throughout the different ones. So like Call of Duty, League of Legends, and there's race on there as well. So it gives you some different presets. Personally, I'd use the FPS one the most out of those. Maybe COD, I guess, as well. Now, if you want to change the brightness, you just use the up and down arrow. That will change on there. Got a few levels of the adjustment, nothing too drastic. And then you've got the speed of the ripple as well. So personally, I like a slow ripple. Anything that's kind of like that is just too much for me. I like it nice and chilled out. So that's personally my favourite. So let's go through a few of them just to refresh your memory. We can change the colour. So now I did mention that I had some notes for this, and I don't know if you fancy pausing and just seeing what you can do, but it just will literally tell you every step. So you can literally go function, and then it will show you what everyone does, and it tells you all about it. And then you can change it by the delete keys and everything like that as well, like the different colours. So like there's a lot you can do. Like that's quite a nice one there. Just from the keyboard itself. Now with the software, I did mention I didn't find to actually work for me, but you can actually use that and then do the per key backlighting as well. So if you've got a little bit more time, then try and get the right software. You can go even into more depth, which for something that's £40, I think that's pretty damn good, really. If you're wondering about how the actual keys sound, let me give you a little sound sample. So personally, I think for 40 quid or $52, I think this is a great budget keyboard. This is going to be well affordable for anyone's pockets, and especially that it's got, be it not cherry keys, but they are mechanical reds for this price, and they give a very similar feel to the actual cherry reds. I don't think you can really complain there either. So well built, got nice structural rigidity as well. There's hardly any flex in that keyboard, because of the nice back plate that's metal. Some nice little screw points as well. Multimedia keys on there as well. Then all that lighting and a few easy commands. Pretty much a winner in my eyes. And even that lighting as well, where the keys are actually lifted over, sunken into the back plate. Just looks really nice. Especially if you're going to have it on a desk, do some snazzy kind of setup pictures with some nice angles. It's going to look pretty good. And definitely doesn't look as cheap as it is. So that was the MotoSpeed 104. Now let's look at the little pocket keyboard, which is the R9, which I think you're also going to be very surprised with. Now this isn't the kind of thing that I'd really look at, but I thought, let's give it a go and see kind of how we get on with it. This is the P9 mini keyboard. Here's the actual thing itself. And be it small, the amount of functionality this thing offers is ridiculous. So this centre part up here is a nice little trackpad. Works literally just like a laptop trackpad, obviously, but be it on a smaller scale. You can do your gestures and also like double tap with 2 fingers for right click. You do have buttons on there as well, should you want to go that way. So right click, left click. If you want to drag a window, maybe you just press down the left bumper and then you can scroll along like that. Up, down, left and right on OK. And there's also some buttons should you want to like play maybe a game on there. But you still have everything for multimedia and your function keys as well. You can do some functions. So say function F8, page up and page down, enter. Some settings on there as well, a space bar. They've got a nice kind of tactile click and feedback. Obviously don't spam it too much because it can get quite loud. it charges by micro USB. So if you can just about see that on the bottom there. And then the actual USB receiver is kept inside the actual controller, which I think is pretty cool. And then obviously this is a nice rechargeable battery, so you don't have to use single or double A's, which is always good to see. Can't be dealing with those. Not in today's modern age. You shouldn't be having to use batteries like that when there's smaller options available. Little power switch to obviously turn it on and off. So I just wanted to cover this kind of quickly. You can also get RGB versions of this should you want, like backlighting, things like that. But this was more of a secondary item that I wanted to show in the video. But something this is literally £9, which is just ridiculous. So home theatre PC, maybe a laptop or something you've got set up to maybe a projector. You can easily go and type in what you want. That was my YouTube link. Just really quite simple. All fits in one hand. I've got big hands, but it would work for smaller hands as well. I've had a friend try it, and they find it very comfortable, so that's not going to be an issue there. But just so impressed for what it can offer at such a cheap price. So this is definitely going to be in the drawer for the case that I may need a kind of little combo that would be easy to set up than a mouse and a keyboard. Maybe if I'm like testing maybe a small home theatre PC or one of the there's ultra small form factor PCs that are kind of like this square by that, that can just be like tucked under a desk or stuck on the back of a monitor, something like that. This would be the perfect thing to just test it with. So really cool. Two products that I'm been really impressed with. You can buy these at Gearbest. The links will be in the description box below. Let's just get the keyboard back into shot here as well. So there you go, two nice little nifty products. I hope you enjoyed this little video and the style. Please give me some feedback on what you think of the audio and the sound. Obviously I'm trying to constantly keep the quality up, be it this is a shorter format and much easier for me to work with, but I'm hoping that you guys all still like it as well. Also thanks to everyone that's been supporting the channel recently. We've gone over 10,000 subs last month, which I think is just fantastic. So thank you everyone for your support, and let's keep it going. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider it. It really helps me out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.